Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa had been feuding for months, even though their divorce had been a peaceful process. But nothing could have prepared them for the moment when they ran into each other again. What began as a simple exchange quickly turned into something much more sinister. Long-buried anger erupted with a force that neither of them had expected. Suddenly, the carefully built distance between them broke down, leaving only the raw energy of unresolved pain. The fight that followed would leave an indelible mark on both of them that no amount of time or distance could ever erase. Parabola of a fairy tale, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet's love story began long before they met in real life. As a teenager, Jason was enamored with Bonet's portrayal of the effortlessly cool and beautiful Denise Huxtable on the famous TV show The Cosby Show. He was so taken with her that he often told his friends that he was going to marry her. He hoped to meet her one day, but he had no idea that his dream would come true in 2005 when he and Lisa met at a jazz club. At the time, Jason was just starting to make a name for himself in Hollywood, but his admiration for Lisa had only grown over the years. They hit it off right away, and it was clear that their connection was deeper than just attraction. Despite being 12 years apart in age, they had an undeniable chemistry that came from their shared spiritual beliefs and values. They both had a deep love for nature and a strong commitment to family, which led to a long-lasting relationship. In 2017, after dating for more than 10 years, Jason and Lisa decided to get married. The ceremony was small and private, and it took place at their home in Topanga Canyon, California. Their family life grew as they welcomed 2 children, a daughter named Lola in 2007 and a son named Nicole Wolf in 2008. The Bonet-Momoa home was a mix of calm domesticity and the excitement of Jennifer Lawrence became a Hollywood star, but as his career reached new heights, the demands of his newfound fame started to take a big toll on his personal life. He spent more and more time at promotional events and red carpets, leaving him with little time for anything else. Sadly, this meant that he was often away from home and the family he had worked so hard to build. Lisa, on the other hand, was happy with their stable home life in Los Angeles. Rooted in the community, focused on raising their children and keeping the family's sanctuary in good shape while Jason's career took off. She had always supported his goals, but the growing distance between them started to put a strain on their relationship. The couple's once peaceful life, built on shared goals and love, was slowly falling apart as Jason's success took off. As Jason's absences got longer and more frequent, it became impossible to ignore the rumors of trouble in their marriage. People started to wonder if Jason was cheating on his wife and if his rising fame was keeping him away from her. Tabloids and gossip blogs were full of rumors about Jason's relationships, with some saying that his late-night filming and fancy events were just an excuse for him to indulge in a new lifestyle in which Lisa had no place. To make matters worse, Lisa was still connected to her ex-husband, the famous rock star Lenny Kravitz, in public, even though they were divorced. Others started to think that Lisa and Lenny's closeness was more than just co-parenting their daughter Zoe. They still had a strong bond that was clear in the way they talked to each other and were often seen together at events or in family photos, which some people found hard to ignore in public. This made an already complicated and strange situation even stranger. The growing anger led to a shocking announcement that no one saw coming: the fairy tale was over. There was already a lot of tension, but the shocking separation caused a media frenzy and public reaction. In early 2024, Jason and Lisa shocked the world with an unexpected announcement that left fans and the media in shock. They were splitting up. The news came out of nowhere, especially since they had been seen as one of Hollywood's most stable and beloved couples for years, with both successful careers and good relationships. When they announced they were splitting up, the news went viral on social media and in the celebrity world. Their short but powerful statement on social media said, "After much thought and consideration, we have made the difficult decision to separate. We remain deeply committed to our children and will continue to work together to ensure their well-being. We ask that our privacy be respected during this time of transition. Thank you for your support and understanding while the even." Though the post was measured and polite, it didn't stop the growing storm of rumors and speculations that followed. Tabloids were full of theories. Some said that Jason's meteoric career had caused him to grow emotionally distant from his wife, while others made more scandalous claims about infidelity. The media, always looking for the most juicy stories, couldn't help but dig deeper into every aspect of their lives, looking through their old interviews and public appearances for signs of problems in their seemingly perfect marriage. As the media continued to focus on Jason and Lisa, they seemed to try to deal with the aftermath of their split while keeping an eye on their kids. Their divorce settlement was a quiet turning point that showed they were more focused on moving forward than bringing each other down. Jason and Lisa waived spousal support, which isn't often seen in celebrity divorces, to show that they were more interested in moving on their own than getting into a long-running financial dispute. Their decision to forego financial entanglements showed that they knew their divorce wasn't about winning or losing, it was about putting their family first. The couple's two children, Lola and Nicoa Wolf, were at the center of the agreement, and both parents promised to work together as co-parents to make sure their kids' well-being would remain their top priority. In public statements made after the settlement, Jason and Lisa both said they respected each other, which surprised many people even more, who had been following their rough journey. Jason, ever the professional, praised Lisa for being a great mother and partner in raising their children. Lisa thanked Jason for the years they had spent together and said she still admired his commitment to their family, even though they were no longer romantically involved. Their words, while cautious, were sincere, and it was clear that they were determined to keep a friendly, cooperative relationship going forward. They did things that weren't just for the cameras, but because they really thought it was best for their kids. But as the days went by, old wounds reopened, which made things worse between them, especially when Jason started dating someone else. Jason and Adria Arona. Jason Momoa started dating actress Adria Arona soon after the divorce, which made Lisa sad. The first signs of a growing relationship came in May 2024 when Jason was seen dining with friends in Japan, but this wasn't just at any casual dinner. The sparks between him and Adria were palpable, and within days, rumors about their relationship turned into full-blown rumors. The rumors grew when Jason shared a post on social media calling Adria Momoa, which is Spanish for my love. It was the kind of private gesture that said more than any words could have. Jason was smitten, and the public couldn't get enough. By February, the media was speculating on the timeline and dynamics of their new relationship. 2025, Jason and Adria stopped hiding in the shadows and made their first official public appearance together at the SNL 50 party in New York City. It was electric. The chemistry between them was undeniable. Red carpet photographers caught the couple in moments of pure joy, their smiles and body language saying a lot. Their arrival together at such a high-profile event was a strong sign that they were here to stay. It was a bold move that only made things worse. There was a lot of talk about Adria and Jason's relationship, but she wasn't new to Jason. At 33 years old, the Puerto Rican actress had already been making a name for herself in Hollywood with her lead role in Zoe Kravitz's film Blink Twice. Fans and people in the entertainment industry couldn't ignore the connection between Adria and the Kravitz family. Was this all just a coincidence, or was there something more to the story? The fact that their careers overlapped added a new layer of complexity to the situation. Several people were interested in how Jason's relationship with Zoe's family would affect the relationship. Behind the scenes, Jason and Adria's relationship grew stronger every day. They went on more public outings and had even more chemistry. Jason, who is very active on social media, posted pictures of them together, including romantic getaways where they seemed to be lost in their own world. Their time in Japan was full of laughter and quiet moments. It was clear that Jason's relationship with Adria wasn't just a one-night stand, it was the real deal. For Jason, Adria seemed to represent a new beginning in his life, one where he could finally let go of the pain of his divorce from Lisa and find happiness again. The weight of his problems seemed to lift when she was around, and his happiness was palpable. Fans who had watched him deal with the painful aftermath of his split could see the difference. He was finally smiling again in a way that felt like genuine and unburdened, but not everyone was happy with this new chapter. Lisa, who was still getting used to life after their divorce, was dealing with a lot of complicated emotions. Having another woman in her children's lives was always going to be hard, but as Jason's relationship with Adria became more public, Lisa found it harder to hide her anger and frustration. Their co-parenting relationship, which had once been based on understanding, was now tense because Jason was moving on. Lisa's marriage was over, but her new reality as Jason's new love became an unavoidable part of her children's lives was something she hadn't planned for. She couldn't escape the growing sense of loss even as she tried to make peace with it. This new relationship had come too soon and changed too quickly, and it now threatened to completely destroy the balance she was trying to keep for her children's sake, and she asked herself why Jason was putting their safety at risk. Putting his kids' well-being at risk for a woman he barely knew. What was he teaching them? Couldn't he see how disrespectful his actions were towards their mother, the woman he had once said he would love forever? It wasn't just Jason's new relationship with Adria that caused problems, it was the way he handled things that really upset Lisa. Tensions were rising, and the biggest fight happened when Jason seemed eager to include Adria in their family life, introducing her to their children Nakoa and Lola. It was during one of these interactions that Lisa's feelings finally came out. One afternoon, Jason called to check in with the kids, which used to be a regular occurrence that felt like a lifeline for everyone. But this time, something was different. After talking to his kids, Jason gave the phone to Adria, thinking that the kids would also talk to her. The thought of another woman being so involved in their lives made Lisa angry. Lisa's voice shook with anger as she confronted Jason. She couldn't hold back any longer and yelled into the phone, "My children don't need a stepmom singing goodnight lullabies." Her words were sharp and cutting, and the tone of her voice showed a deep sense of betrayal and frustration that had been building up for months. Lisa wasn't just angry about Adria, she was angry about the overwhelming feeling of loss and the sense that her family was falling apart. Jason, on the other hand, was shocked by how strongly Lisa reacted. He had been trying to make things work on his own, thinking that time would heal the wounds from their divorce and that Lisa would eventually come to accept Adria's presence. But the more he tried to explain himself, the more Lisa grew angry. Things reached a new high when Jason asked Nakoa to go with him and Adria to the premiere of the Minecraft movie on March 1st. 30.2025. He knew the boy loved the game and would love the movie and hoped to walk the red carpet with him. He went to Lisa's house while she was having friends over, but if he thought he would be warmly welcomed, he was sorely mistaken. As soon as Lisa saw him standing in the driveway, she reportedly told her friends she needed to remind her ex-husband that he couldn't just show up without warning. As Jason got closer to the house, she made jokes about how immature he was, referring to the 12-year age difference between them. Her friends laughed out loud as she humiliated him, and when Jason approached them, it was clear that he was feeling very embarrassed. He politely asked Lisa for permission to bring their son to the movie premiere, thinking that she would immediately say yes. But Lisa flatly refused, saying that Nakoa would not be around Adria, no stepmoms, which showed how deeply she disliked Jason's new relationship. Jason's face got angry and Lisa's cold voice hurt. Lisa's constant control over every part of their son's life really annoyed him. "You can't control everything," he snapped back, his voice rising with anger. "Nakoa is my son too. I have the right to make decisions for him." He had been putting up with Lisa's demands for a long time, but now he was ready to speak out, but Lisa wasn't ready to listen. While she was stepping back, she crossed her arms over her chest. This time she was firm. "You will not take him to that premiere. I will not let you put him in that situation." It was clear that she wasn't just talking about the premiere, she was talking about something deeper that had been going on for years. Lisa and Jason's ongoing battle for control over their children's upbringing. Jason could feel his blood boiling. He couldn't believe the lengths Lisa was going to keep their son away from him, who had been trying to co-parent with Lisa. Lisa wouldn't give in on anything, and he felt like he was losing. He was sick of her making all the decisions about their kids, especially since he was trying to get together with Adria. "This isn't just about the premiere," Jason yelled, his voice shaking with anger. He didn't care that other people were watching him lose it. "This is about you trying to control every part of my life and using the..." This argument went on for what seemed like forever, with neither side willing to give up. Jason's determination to bring Nakoa to the premiere was about more than just the event itself. It had become a symbol of his and Lisa's larger battle for control. He wanted to show Lisa that he could make his own decisions for their son and wasn't just a passive bystander in their co-parenting arrangement.
Lisa, on the other hand, was just as determined to stay in charge. The argument between Jason and Lisa was seen by several family members who said they heard Jason yell at Lisa before storming off in his car. Their argument had reached a stalemate and Lisa wouldn't let her son get caught in the middle of the drama, so Jason decided to go to the premiere by himself. This made him feel conflicted because he had wanted Nakoa to be there with him, but Lisa's refusal made it clear that this wasn't a fight he was going to fight. Even though it hurt him emotionally, he still went through with his plans. The premiere in London was a big deal and Jason and Adria made a statement as they walked down the red carpet. Jason wore a bold purple velvet suit that oozed confidence and style, and Adria matched him perfectly in a flowing lavender dress. Together they made a statement that showed the world not only their growing relationship but also their shared presence in the spotlight. They were a power couple, and the premiere was a time to celebrate that, but Jason couldn't get rid of the anger that was eating away at him. He was mad at Lisa for not only not letting Nakoa go to the event but also for constantly getting in the way of his life. He felt embarrassed by his son's absence and helpless in the face of Lisa's constant control. Would this be his life? Would he have to beg his ex-wife every time he wanted to spend time with his kids? Would he ever be able to? Time would tell if he could enjoy having both his kids and his girlfriend in the same room, but at the time it didn't look like it would happen. What lies ahead for Lisa and Jason? The events of that evening were a turning point in their relationship that was almost unimaginable. Before that evening, Jason and Lisa had handled the challenges of post-divorce life with grace, always putting their children first. But that evening an emotional rift became clear to everyone. What used to feel like a partnership based on mutual respect and understanding now feels like a distant memory, replaced by the weight of resentment and unspoken frustration. Lisa is especially affected by this change. Her feelings are deep and it's clear she can't hide the growing discontent that clouds every interaction she has with Jason. Adria's arrival only made things worse. Lisa's discomfort with her presence is palpable, and the wound she carries from another woman now sharing space in their relationship is open. The children's lives seem to get worse every day. Jason's new relationship, which he thought would bring him happiness and healing, instead makes an already complicated family situation even worse. Lisa's anger and betrayal are raw. It's no longer just about co-parenting, it's a battle for their children's emotional health and the ghosts of a relationship that never really died but can't be brought back to life. The situation gets worse every hour. The hurt and anger are thick in the air, making it hard to breathe. Can Lisa and Jason fix what's broken? Can they heal the deep wounds that have been caused by time change and their own emotional turmoil? The world watches in awe, waiting for a resolution that may never come. The public's obsession with their drama only adds to the tension in a situation that is already very explosive. Every move, every look, and every mistake becomes a headline, and still the question now is whether Jason and Lisa can move forward together or separately without destroying what's left of their family. Their relationship's future is hanging by a thread, and only time will tell if their broken bond can ever be fixed or if this is the end of a once beautiful story. Do you think Lisa is right to keep her kids away from Jason's new girlfriend? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.